Hiya Pete, great to see you at the range last night and do some further work on your swing. Just a quick recap on the key points that we covered during the session. Obviously you've been having difficulty with driver, and since the last session, unfortunately the previous recap I'm unable to find and the footage has been deleted, so I'll go over the key points that we covered here anyway. In order to keep some loft on the club face, we're going to try and lead with a handle, and we're also going to try and keep the handle forward a little bit at address, because any time that the club face is slightly pointing to the right, only slightly, there's more loft on it. And the thing we want to try and do with yourself is encourage a better launch initially, and then also allow you to start the ball up the right hand side so that you can learn to curve it back to the left and hit that draw shot that you're looking for. So we look at you at the start of the session here. The things I would say is, after your previous session on driver, is it was just becoming a little bit of a caricature because we were pushing the hips forward. Now remember, we said push the hips forward a couple of inches. Your hips at this point have been pushed forward maybe 5-6 inches, so we're seeing a lot of tilt in the spine and a lot of tilt in the shoulders. This is better than, say, dropping the upper centre back, but it's just a little bit too much. There's too much side bend of the dress. The left shoulder is very high. It's going to be hard to work the left shoulder down from there, and you can see there that the side bend to the right is maintained during the backswing. So the first thing we said was that we wanted to have the hips and the handle just a little bit less forward, so that the shoulder turn or the shoulder angle is less steep and there's a little bit less tilt to the right at address. So you can see the difference between the two setups there, top left and bottom left. So once we've done that and we've just cleared up the setup issues, we started looking at the golf swing. Now, at the start of the session, I politely called it a little bit of a lash. It's a long backswing, big move off the golf ball. You can see the centre of the shoulders, way back, just inside the right heel. From there, you never really get back to it. You can see your back up further coming into impact, head coming up, and you strike the ball consistently out the bottom of the golf club with a path that's going quickly to the left. You can also see there the strain that you're putting on the spine, falling back through the hitting area. And as we described last night, it isn't very Luke Donald. When we look at it from down the line, we see a similar sort of scenario. Long backswing, so no real control of the radius of the swing. Club rolling behind you a little bit too soon, which is a trait of yours anyway. And then we're going to make a tremendous fall towards this camera during the finish. So the first thing we suggested is change to the setup, and then the key thoughts were 3/4 swing, punch the ball forward. And all we've done here is we've put a cane to the right of your head just to discourage you moving back during the downswing. The 3/4 backswing is not actually 3/4, but it puts you in a lot better position at the top than you're in at the start of your session. You're also maintaining the centered position, partly because of the setup, but also because we're not trying to take the club as far back. Coming into the golf ball now, we're not going to move back quite as much. So you can see now the upper centre is in a much more appropriate position. Coming into the golf ball, move forward from inside your right heel at the top to just inside or just right of centre, coming into impact on this one. Touch of a move back as you come in, but you can see there the club now is hitting the golf ball as it bottoms out, rather than hitting the golf ball on its way up. Improvement also in the finish. Hips move forward more, upper spine moves back less, much less strain on the lumbar region in those two swings. I think we look at this at the end of the session. This was fantastic. This is screensaver material right here. Club doesn't roll behind you as much. Length of the backswing is controlled much better, but watch this for a follow through. Much more under control Hard to believe that that is the same guy as we're seeing here. Much more Luke Donald. Good session, Peter. Look forward to working with you again in the coming weeks. Enjoy your golf, enjoy this week's US Open, and keep watching Luke. Well done.